Hey guys, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with another weekly reading update, along with a haul. So first up, I bought some stuff. I actually bought a lot of stuff. I bought this sweater, this hoodie. It says, what does it say? Always keep a book with you in case of emergencies, like social gatherings, which just speaks to me on so many levels. And of course it has like books and everything on it, and I love it. And then I got this new purse, which I think is just absolutely beautiful. It's in the gray pink color, and I love it. I love gray pink. I didn't know I loved it until I saw this bag, and I got a very pink wallet to go with it. So this has a heart charm with it, and then this has a leaf charm. I just think they go together really well. Probably not, but I like it. And I needed a new bag and a new wallet. I've had my wallet for a really long time, and I had my bag for a while. I've had it for quite some time now. Since late last year, but still it felt like I needed a new bag, and also I just wanted a slightly bigger bag. So that's why I got that one. I got some other stuff too. I got some shirts that I've been wearing. I just want a bit of a buying spree. I couldn't stop myself. And I did buy some books. And a couple of them are here. So first off, because who can blame me, I got House of Earth and Blood, the first book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. Because it's Sarah J. Maas. And I've been waiting for this book ever since I found out about it. So first up, that's gorgeous. That's the end pavers. And I spent a little bit extra money for the virtual signing. I had to get it signed to me. I wanted a Sarah J. Maas book signed to me for quite some time. So that's why I got that. Also, I love it. I just love it so much. So, who could blame me for that one? Alright, also what came with that, if you got the virtual signing copy, you got this poster, which is also signed. I'm just really happy. And it's gorgeous, and I love the little instances of color. Like, you can see a little bit of color. It's so beautiful. And it'll go up next to Aelin. Because, I have a feeling this is Bryce, which is the main character of the series. But, yeah. She is half fae, so who knows? But it is, of course, the picture of the front cover. So, yeah. Okay. Also, again, who could blame me? I got Chain of Gold. I'm so excited for this book. Everyone has been reading it and loving it and just devouring it, and I need to read it now. This is of course book 1 of the Last Hour series, and I got the collector's first edition, which if you just bought the first round of copies, I believe that's what you get, is the first edition. I wish it was signed. It's not. Sad, but oh well. There is this little art print in it, which I love. I have a feeling that's, I think that's, oh god. See, I want to say it's all the characters from the Last Hours. So, like, James and Cordelia and, I want to say Matthew. Oh, there's Lucy. Like, we have, James Herondale, Cordelia Carstairs, Lucy Herondale. And there's also some other characters in here as well. Which I kind of wish I reread the, Infernal Devices. And also the stories that kind of feature these characters, but I'm not going to because I just want to go right into it. It's kind of chunky, kind of. I believe it's under 600 pages. Yeah, it's 580 pages. Also, it comes with a short story, which is Will and Tessa's story. I'm excited. This one is also like 800 pages. It doesn't look like it, but it's like 800 pages, I want to say it's $799. Yeah, I'm right. $7.99. Oh man. It's okay though. It's okay. I chose this month to be a whole big book month. Oh man. Okay, so now we can get on to the books I've actually been reading. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the first book I finished this month. Let's just get that out of the way because I don't really want to talk too much about it. It's this one, The New Guy by Catherine Freeman. It says she's the CEO and he was the one night stand. So this is an e-arc that I got from NetGalley. It's not any good. It's like a modern contemporary. If you've been watching my wrap-ups, you kind of know I've been not having a really good time with e-arcs that I get from NetGalley. Like, it's not to say that, it's anyone's fault. I'm not finding the best books. And they're free, and I'm really, really grateful to be, accepted for them. But it's just really disheartening that every time I read a book, I'm either giving it 2 to 2.5 stars. There are some gems. I did read the last book in the one, what was it? The Ones Who Got Away series by Ronnie Lauren. I want to say it was called The One For You. I could be wrong. But I read the last book for that one, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. And there's a couple of other books that I've been giving like 4 or 5 stars. So it's not every book, but I feel like the majority of them I'm giving like 1 or 2 stars, maybe 2.5. In this case, I gave it 3. It's more like a 2.5, but it's a 3 star. It's fine. This is just very mediocre, very kind of cliched. So we follow Sam and Ryan. Sam is in a bar one night, and she's drinking to honor her late grandfather. He just passed, and she should be at the she just came back from the funeral, but she should be with her family, but she has to work. And she owns this company that is developing privacy apps, and they are trying to develop and get up this new privacy app before the rival company gets theirs up. And she ends up meeting this guy, Ryan. They're sitting next to each other. They get to talking. One thing leads to another, and boom, they're having sex. And it's just a one-night stand. Until the next day where she meets the new software developer that they just hired, and guess who it is? Obviously, it's Ryan. And it's just, that's it. Like, he works for her. It's all back and forth kind of thing. She's the boss. He's the employee. She pays him. They shouldn't be fraternizing in the because they're working together, but of course there's still attraction there, there's still some lust there, and I just thought it was all right. Sam always finds a way to say something that just comes out very wrong and hurts Ryan, or Ryan always says something or does something that hurts Sam, and I'm just like, learn from what you just did. Learn from your mistakes. You say something bad or wrong, or just comes out wrong, maybe think about something before you actually say it. Or, don't jump to conclusions, because that's a lot of thing in this. And it's just a lot of back and forth, hurting each other. I mean, they don't do it intentionally, but it happens, and they just don't stop. And then, it's just, oh, this is a romance I'm supposed to root for. And I just don't. Like, yeah, at the very end, they're cute together. I can see it. But throughout this whole book, I just don't feel it. It's just a lot of the times it's being told to me, and I just don't really care about, for them. I'm just like, let's just be done with this. I'm sick and tired of all the back and forth. And I gave it 3 stars because, ultimately it's not a really bad book. It could be, it's fine, it's all right. I read a lot of books like this, and I just wasn't wowed. And again, there's a lot of times I just felt like they were hurting each other and they just didn't need to. And so I'm glad to be done with it, to be honest. It didn't take long. It really was only like a couple of days. Another thing, okay. So now to get into like the actual structuring and writing of this book. I don't think the spacing was all that good. Again, this is an e-arc. So what I'm saying is probably going to be fixed, and that's fine. But I will say, while I was reading this, the spacing was off. It would have been nice. Okay, so it kind of switches back and forth between Ryan and Sam, but they don't really tell you, like, it doesn't really give you an indication that they're going to do that until, like, you read the next line, and then it says Ryan instead of Sam. Okay, it is in third person. So it's Sam says this, does this, does this, and then it's Ryan says this, does this, and it's like, okay, I would like a little indicator to, to show that you're moving perspectives. So just like 3 dots, and then a little bit of a spacing, and, it's good. Just 3 dots in the middle, just to show me that you're shifting perspectives. Would be kind of nice. Also, a couple of times the coloring changed. The text color changed. So instead of just traditional black, it'd be blue. And I don't understand why. Like, there's just no significance for that. So my eyes would just be like, what was that? And I would think that I imagined it, and then I go back and I'm like, oh no, that's blue. Because it would just be for like a few paragraphs or whatever, and then like the next page would be fine. And I'd be like, what? Why? Like, I don't understand why. So a couple of things just didn't stand out, just weren't right for me. I wish I loved this. I just didn't. Again, it was like 3 stars, so it was fine. To be honest, it's more like a 2.5, but I rounded it up to 3 just because again, there's like nothing really inherently wrong with it. And it was fine. There was drama, there was romance, there was also, okay. The one thing I feel like really upset me, okay, not really upset me, but just like kind of rubbed me the wrong way, is, oh, that was bad. So there'd be lead up to a sex scene, okay? Like, the one night stand scene in the very beginning. There's a lot of lead up. And it's like, it's getting sexy and it's getting good. And then fades to black. And you're like, why? Why all that lead up? Why all that like foreplay and just no payoff at the end? I don't understand that reasoning. It'd be fine if you just made it very simple, fade to black, whatever, if you don't really want to write a sex scene, I get it. But what was the point of like giving you all that lead up and just like denying you the rest? I don't understand that. And it happened all throughout the book, or at least when there were scenes. So I just didn't care for that. So again, it's more like a 2.5. I'll add it up to a 3. We're going to call it a day and just be done with it. I am reading another e-arc, and I'll talk about that one a little bit. I just started it though, so I'm not really going to go into it. But the next book I finished was Lover Unleashed by J.R. Ward. This is book 6. Why do I never remember what book number it is? Wait, this is book 9? Book number 9. Why did I think it was number 6? Okay, but yeah, this is book number 9. This is Payne and Manny's book. Yeah, okay, it says it right there. It's book number 9. This is Payne and Manny's book. Payne is Vicious's sister, and you meet her in a couple books before. And Manny is a friend of Jane's. He is a surgeon. He's just this really talented doctor. And something happens to Payne in the last book. And so in the very beginning of this book, they're getting Manny in to help operate. and try and save her, because she's going to be paralyzed. So he's there to try and save her legs and try and, make it so she can walk again and fight again. And one thing leads to another, and they're in love. It's so good. Well, they're not in love right away, but they have an instant attraction, and I just really loved it. I love reading about Payne and Manny. It was so much fun. It was so addicting. I got into it right away. I feel like this is really short compared. I feel like Love or Mine was, I want to say, over 600 pages. This is a little over 500. So I am really excited for the next book, which I don't know what's the next book. Oh, the next book is Lover Reborn. I can't remember who that. Oh, that's Tor's book. Never mind. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, there is some parts of this where we have Vicious. Vicious is in every book. So you're going to get a little bit of Vicious's life throughout all of the books, apparently. The one thing is, in this one, I didn't really care for Vicious much. Like, towards the end, I was feeling good about him again, but, like, there were some times I'm just like, he needs to chill the fuck out. He needs to calm the hell down. And, like, him and Jane are just, there's a lot of drama right now. And a lot of it has to do with Payne, which I get. But, oh, man. It got really dark really quick. But all that aside, I still gave it 5 stars because I absolutely love this book. And, yeah, I'm really happy I read it. There's nothing else I can say. This is fantastic. I can't wait to read Tor's book. So, we'll see when that happens. Hopefully, next month. Knowing me, who knows if I'll be able to hold off. But I do have 14 books to read this month. I know in my TBR there was only 12. But then I had the ER because I had to read the 2 of them because I forgot those were coming out in March. So, that had to happen. So, 14 books in March, and a lot of them are big. Great. All right, the last book I finished, right? Yeah, is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This one was one of the books I need to read for the Booktuber's Favorite Books of 2019 thing I have going on throughout the year. And this was my next book. I pulled this one as well as The Astonishing Color of After, which hopefully I'll be reading that sometime soon. I definitely need to read that for the month. I want to make sure those are my main priorities. As well as the series that I'm reading. Those are my main priorities. So, that has to be read. This one is a thriller. I feel like it's my first thriller. I know I read books that had thriller aspects, but none were just straight mystery thriller. So, I read this one. And holy crap. I listened to the audiobook. I got that from my Libby app. My library had the audiobook, and I just listened to it. I really enjoyed the audiobook. I really enjoyed the book. It was really crazy for a while. I did not see what the twist was coming, and it happens where I do guess, and I didn't guess, but I also didn't know if this was going to have a paranormal aspect, which it didn't. I'm not against paranormal aspects. I do like those. It was refreshing not to have it, though. Because the whole time I'm like, so what's the paranormal going to be? Is it going to be paranormal? Is it going to be just straight thriller? And I do remember Lala talking about it. And I don't think she likes paranormal aspects. So I had a feeling it wasn't. But I was still like waiting for it to happen. That's just how my brain was working. But this follows Jules. She's broke. So she lost her job and her boyfriend cheated on her. So she has no boyfriend, no home, no job. And she's living with her best friend. And then she sees an ad in the paper that this hotel is paying money for a person to stay in the apartment for 3 months. So they will give you 12 grand for you to apartment sit in this apartment for 3 months. Not a bad life, right? And Jules, which has no money and nothing to she has nothing except for her best friend, which is great, but she really needs some money and she really needs a place to stay because she doesn't want to mooch off her best friend forever. So she decides to take the risk and let's go. And things just start to get really creepy. Oh man, how do I... So she becomes really good friends with Ingrid, who is another apartment sitter, who has the exact same, why can't I think of words? She's doing the exact same thing as Jules is doing. She gets 12 grand, for staying there for 3 months. There are rules in this, like you can't invite anybody over. You can't sleep anywhere else. You can go out, obviously, but you can't not sleep in the apartment. So, you have to be back to make sure that you actually sleep in the apartment overnight. So she becomes really good friends with this girl, Ingrid, and then Ingrid vanishes. And they're saying that she just moved out in the middle of the night. But is that really what happened? And then Jules finds out Ingrid is not the first one to go missing. Dun dun dun. So yeah, we don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna, obviously spoil it. But it was actually really good. I will say Jules' sister, I think it was 8 years ago, went missing. And that was a thread I don't feel like actually... It wasn't... I can't really go into it without spoiling anything. So, yeah. I will say there are certain things that just weren't resolved. And I don't know if I really liked that. But it was fine. In the end of things, I did really enjoy this book. I gave it 4 stars. I'm really glad I actually read it, and I will definitely be looking up more thrillers in the future. But yeah, it was actually a pretty good twist. Okay, now for the books that I'm reading. Let's talk about the, let's see. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, the first book that I'm reading that I literally just started, because I pretty much just finished a lot of these today. I just started In Bed with the Earl by Christy Caldwell. I don't know what the hell's going on. I just read the prologue, and I am so confused. I don't know who anybody is. I guess it would help maybe if, yeah, no. I thought it would help if I read the synopsis a little bit more, but no, I didn't. So, again, I really don't know what's going on. All I know is it's called In Bed with the Earl, so it's a historical fiction, historical romance, but I don't know what's going on. But it comes out March 17th, so I have some time. It's 384 pages, so it's not long. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Of course. I actually want to see... Okay, so the new guy comes out March 13th, so I have a little bit of time to review that, because I'm still writing out my review. And I don't know how I feel about writing it right now. The other book that I'm currently reading, and I'm in the middle of course, is this one. I had to. It's Sarah J. Maas, and I wanted to read it right away. So I started reading it, and I am 231 pages in. I'm on chapter 21. This is how much I've read, and this is how much I still have left to go. It's a lot. But yeah, this one is an adult urban fantasy paranormal series. This is the first book, of course, in the series, and we follow Bryce, who is our main character. She's half fae, And one night she comes home from a party to find her closest friends have been murdered. They've been slaughtered by this demon, and nobody knows who summoned this demon. So, with the help of Hunt, who is a fallen angel enslaved to the archangels that he has tried to overthrow, they are going to investigate and find out who actually killed her friends. This is a tough one. It's pretty good so far. I will say in the first couple hundred pages, because I'm only 231 pages, it's a lot, it's a setup, you're trying to learn the world, you're trying to learn the characters, figure out what's going on, so it's a lot to learn and everything. Look at that map. I totally forgot there was a map. Oh man, I need to go through this map again. I am liking Hunt, who is like our Rowan, kind of. He just seems like Rowan, because him and Bryce do not get along. And that's pretty much how Aelin and Rowan were when they first met. So obviously it's going to get really sexy between them. Also, Rhys and Feyre didn't get along when they first met. So it's kind of a trend with her characters and her ships. And I'm okay with it, because I love everything. I love all of them. So I am really excited to get into more of Bryce and Hunt. It's a long book. I've only been reading it for a couple of days, and I'm 230 pages in, and I'm really liking it. But man, when I'm reading it, it's taken me a while to get, it feels like I've been reading a really long time, or I have been reading a long time, but I'm not reading a whole lot. That's because, I'm taking my time with it. It's a lot to learn in, any chapter. It's a lot. It's really good. And I know this was Becca from Becca and the Books. This is her favorite book of all time now. And I need to know why. I mean, obviously it's Sarah J. Maas, so I understand why. But my favorite book is A Court of Mist and Fury. And so was hers. Until this book. So now I need to know what happens. I know there's some sexy scenes in this. I mean, now it's adult. So Sarah can just go all out, because she has not really held back much in her other ones. So I'm really looking forward to this. But yeah, it's going to be good. So the next... Ow. Just poked myself with the poster. Ow. Alright, so the next 3 books I would really like to read are these. Of course, we have Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I really, really want to get to this one soon. And then we have Styx by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is my longest book. It's over 1,000 freaking pages. Or no, it's literally just 1,000? Oh no, it's 1,008 pages. It's over 1,000 pages. And it's going to be a long one. I know there's an audiobook for this I can listen to. I just need to know if it's actually something I want to listen to right now. I might pick a different audiobook and just read this physically. And then there's also Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I really want to read this one right now too. So between all of these, I have a really busy week, including that ebook that I'm reading as well for that e-arc. So I have a really busy week coming up. And that's all for me today. Oh, I have to get back to reading. There's a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Happy reading.